Well, I think the Advocate General's opinion is one of two key changes that we've seen in the past 48 hours. The first was the Grieve Amendment in Parliament, which brings back into Parliament the opportunity to change what happens if Mrs May's deal fails to pass the Commons. So Parliament has now said we will have the power to amend the motion or the act going forward if Mrs May's deal doesn't progress. And at the same time, in Luxembourg, the decision of the Advocate General, which has not yet been adopted by the Court of Justice, that the United Kingdom will have the right, if the Court adopts the Advocate General's opinion, to unilaterally and without any effect on its current status of membership — remember the UK has a lot of opt-outs at the moment — withdraw the Article 50 notification. That changes the landscape quite considerably and presents the possibility that if Mrs May's deal does not pass, that there could be a unilateral withdrawal by the United Kingdom of the decision notified to start the Brexit process. Now, if you ask the government of Gibraltar whether we back a people's vote or whether we back any other option, what I'm saying is if Mrs May's deal does not pass, we would not be seeking a second referendum. We would be saying stop Brexit completely. But we'd have to see what the Commons now puts before the whole of the 650 members, because it's the Commons that will then be taking the initiative, not the executive in the United Kingdom. These are opportunities we haven't been able to consider before because they've just arisen in the past 48 hours.
But aren't you sending out mixed messages here? You're telling a Gibraltar audience, remain as our preferred option, and you're telling a UK audience, back Theresa May's deal.
No. But please, let's be very clear. What I'm saying to a UK audience is Gibraltar wants to remain in the European Union. That's the option that we chose. But the option that is before the British people at the moment, the option which is before the 650 members of the Parliament, is Mrs May's deal. And if Mrs May is going to take the attitude, and she's been written off every day over the past 2.5 years since she became Prime Minister, that it's either her deal or no deal, she's not talking about the withdrawal of the notification or a second vote, then if that is the case, then the only safe situation for Gibraltar is to go with that deal and not with no deal, because we are safer with this deal that's carved out a safety net for us than we are in a no deal scenario. But in the event of other options being available, then Gibraltar would prefer to remain in the European Union for all the same reasons that we discussed at the time of the referendum, aka the danger that we expose ourselves to when Spain has a veto on future deals, not because of anything that happened at the Special European Council, but because of what is built into the treaties, the European treaties, about new deals to be done with third countries, and the UK would then be a third country.
You've just come back from more meetings in London. Are these Brexit related?
All Brexit related. I met the all-party parliamentary group on Gibraltar, which includes members of the Labour Party and the Liberal Party, members of the Lords as well as of the Commons, not just Conservative members. I've met with a whole swathe of representatives of the people of the United Kingdom. I've done other media interviews. I've kept all parties involved and interested in what it is Gibraltar is doing and why it's doing it, to ensure that the decades-old relationship that we've got with all of these parliamentarians, despite the positions they may be taking now, are not affected by the position the government of Gibraltar is taking, and that they understand why the government of Gibraltar is taking these positions. I'll be talking to Keir Starmer again later today. I spoke to the Prime Minister yesterday also in Downing Street.